Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. So in last episode, we had the entire off season. We did release a couple players like Huberto and I think I think that was pretty much it. Like LaFontaine as well, whatnot. But anyways, we are up here at the start of the season, and I realized that like we needed to play one of our guys that was scratched, and he was a 21-year-old guy named Grantham. He's more offensively minded than Davidson is, but we will be flipping Davidson just because I want to be playing the youngster over Davidson. I could always use Davidson as like a depth guy, but I don't really want to do that. So we are going to be trading him for a depth defenseman because we do need a depth defender in the NHL at the moment. We don't have one. We have two forwards, so we're going to trade for this guy named Clinton Pietrangelo, former 7th round pick of the Los Angeles Kings. Let's see if this goes through. It probably should. We might be able to snag even like a 7th round pick back with this. I don't know. We could see if we could get a 7th. If not, we'll just do it straight up for him. And that looks in their favor now. Let's just see if it goes through, and it is accepted. There you go. Not bad. So we got a depth defenseman and a 7th round pick. Maybe we could find another nice defenseman like that Pietrangelo guy was. So yeah, I don't need to make any roster moves. Let's just go to edit lines for a second. So Grantham is going to jump in, but the only problem, like I said, with Grantham is the fact that he's more offensively minded. Like his defensive stats are really horrible. So yeah, we're just going to have to play with it. If for some reason he's playing really bad, maybe we move. Yeah, we could always move Whitmore down to the 4th line. Play like Erzberg on the wing or other wing or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out, but because Grantham, since he's more offensively minded, we want him more on the top 6, but obviously I don't want to play him there at the moment. So that's the only trade we're going to make to start off this season, and yeah, hopefully our team has a pretty good season simulation. I definitely think we could do another like almost cup run. Like we just made it to the cup finals in last season, so let's see what happens here in the preseason, see if our team starts getting their legs going. I know we have a few more youngsters in the NHL, so they're going to have to take their time to kind of get used to the NHL a bit. Some of them, I think, were mostly in the AHL, like Godfrey and whatnot, so they should have some good experience going forward. So let's scout, I guess, for, what do we want to scout? Yeah, let's just continue scouting forwards. I don't know what else we need, really, because our defensive core is pretty, like, decent. Our goaltending is obviously good. So, hopefully Ulanov has a potentially Vezina Trophy winning season, like he probably would have last year, but or did he even have one last year? I don't remember last year, because I know last year or 2 years ago it was when he got injured in the playoffs. It was pretty horrible. So let's go to the start of the season. We had a preseason of 5-2, so pretty solid. Okay, so we're up against Nashville in the first game of the season. Let's just go back to the calendar screen. I don't know why I've left it. My brain is not functioning properly this morning, and let's go for a month at a time and see how we play. So, game up against Nashville Predators, and what a nice start. Shutout win, 2-0. That's a great start for Ulanov. Wow, yeah, we're playing good defensively to start off the season already, just allowing 1 goal in 2 games. But then, as I say that, we get smoked 4-1 by Chicago. And then we lose 5-3 to Calgary, not a surprise. Of course, the team that we lose to in the Stanley Cup Finals is going to beat us. And we are 3-2-1 so far in our first 6. There's another loss. Kind of a weird start to the season. Like, I feel like it's just going to be like back and forth maybe for like the first couple months, and then we'll like take off, but not the start I was looking for. And why do I want Philly Polka, who was signed for 3 years? That's a pretty long contract for Polka. So there you go. So 6-4-1 to start off the season. Pretty solid start. Let's just take a look at our leading point man. And that currently is Noah Hannafin with 7 points in 11 games. So I guess, yeah, we're probably just not a really good offensive team. I think it's just more we're a good defensive team. And that's the way I wanted to build this club from like the start of this GM mode, I believe, because Carolina had a lot of good defensive prospects when I started this GM mode. So, yeah, let's just go to the WHL this time for defensemen, just because WHL is really known for having good defensemen. I guess we'll just scout places based on where most of their players are or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so there's a couple more wins and extra frame losses. There's a regulation loss, 9-5-3. Yeah, see, the start of the season is not the greatest. Like, it could be better, but, like, we're still above 500 easily, so... Like, I feel like there's going to be a month where we probably win, like, most of our games, just based on, like, we have nobody below, like, a 78, pretty much, at the moment, and those guys could still grow. So, Cedric Playfair in the AHL has been injured with injured ribs, and that's a pretty specific injury there, so probably like a punctured lung or something almost. So let's just go replace player just because it's the AHL. We don't really get that much AHL injuries as well, which is pretty crazy. We get more NHL injuries. So 13-8-4, I don't really like that record, to be honest, at the moment. I don't know if I want to make any line changes, though. So Casey Millsad's leading with 19 points in 25 games. We're currently actually in a playoff spot, so like, yeah, I think I'm just gonna continue simulating for now. Because like I said, I feel like we're still gonna have like a month where we play pretty good, so we could still all of a sudden take over like first in our division or something like that. There's a nice 5-1 win and a win over the Sharks, who recently acquired Mike Hoffman today. That's so you guys know what day it actually is. So yeah, that Mike Hoffman trade, I'll talk about that, I guess, for a bit. That's kind of an interesting deal. I'm glad that he's gone, though, in a sense, because of what happened with all the, like, the Carlson fiasco and whatnot. So, yeah, it's good to see him gone. But the thing also with our Sens now is, like, they're falling completely apart. And, okay, we have our first injury for our NHL club of the season, and it's Hayden Fleury, and he's out with a sore foot, and he won't return for, like, looks like maybe like 2 weeks or something. So it's not that horrible, but glad we signed or traded for that depth defenseman. That's why I brought him in. So award, you could go up, and then Pietrangelo there, you could go. Yes, Pietrangelo, even though he's a 77, he's got good defensive stats, as you can see, with the 83 defensive awareness. So he should be able to still play good as a 77. But yeah, as I was saying, like, the Sens are just, like, completely falling apart in terms of, like, their roster from, like, the 2016-17 season. And it's just, as a Sens fan, like, I've been a fan of the Sens since, like, 2002 or 3 or 304 or something like that. But, like, just seeing, like, this team fall apart is pretty sad. But at the same time, it's going to be good to see, like, a bunch of youngsters and whatnot jumping into the lineup and whatnot, like, and getting their chance to, like, prove themselves. Like, next season, we probably will see, like, Colin White make the NHL. We'll probably see, like, Logan Brown, all those type of guys. So I'm excited for, like, the future of the team, but at the same time, I'm, like, I hopefully at the draft we get somebody good, because, like, I don't want to Chuck, to be honest. I want somebody like, I want Zadina. If Zadina falls to 4th, that would be good. You guys are watching this now, and you're probably already like, oh, I know who Ottawa got. But at the moment, I don't, because it's still a bit before the draft. No, I do not want Vili Polka. So there you go. Wow, we had a very good month that month, winning pretty much every single game. And our record is now 24-9-6. So that is actually a really solid record. Not even 10 regulation losses yet. And Millsad has 32 points, and we are currently first in the division. But the division looks pretty tight still, up to, yeah, we're only like 7 points above the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are out of the playoff spot currently. So let's, let's actually go right to the trade deadline, and then we'll take a look at player stats and debate if we want to make any trades to help us out. And then if we don't, we'll continue the simulation. Even if this episode is running a bit long, I don't know. So there's a loss. At least we don't have as much injuries as we did a couple of years ago. And speaking of which, we have an injury to Sven Arvidsson until January the 13th. So that's like only for like a week or so. Like I said, it's good that we brought in Pietrangelo, because or else we would have had to play a forward as a depth defenseman, which you don't technically want to do unless they have really good defensive stats. So there you go, Pietrangelo. Game against Boston, we win in a shootout. Shootout loss. There's another loss. So this is a bad month. So far we've lost pretty much all of our games. And Arvidsson is back in the lineup. That is good. Hopefully Pietrangelo is still playing pretty good as a depth defenseman. I'd assume he would, like, he might not put up points, but he'd probably play, like, solid defensively. Game against Calgary is a 1-0 win. Nicely done. Ulanov or Steen. Hopefully Steen gets a lot of growth this year. But the thing is, like, it's going to be tough having to trade away somebody like Ulanov. Jake Bean has been injured, so we're losing a lot of players on our defensive core, seems like, at the moment. Like, that's 3 different defensemen with injuries. So Ward, you could go up, and once again, Pietrangelo. There you go. Oh, I guess there was an extra attacker line as well. Shootout line. Damn shootouts. Yeah, we'll just put Pietrangelo still in there, even though I don't think Pietrangelo is much of an offensive defenseman. What's his offensive awareness even? 84. Okay, he's actually pretty solid offensively as well, so his guy might actually be a pretty good depth defenseman, like, to keep around. That is if he doesn't drop off or he wants actually an extension, because he's only making like just over $1 million for this season, I think. Okay, so once again, Bean is back. Sorry for all this micromanaging. At least it's better than what happened, I think it was last season or 2 seasons ago. I don't remember how long ago it was, but I remember that season pretty well, how all those injuries, like, we literally had, like, I think 13 injuries by the end of the season. So let's scout for 4-0, why not? Game against the Senators, and we lose in the shootout. Yeah, this month has been a bit worse, or quite a bit worse. We're now 28, 16, and 8. And yeah, okay, we're getting into February right away with 2 wins. Nice. I like that. Game against Vancouver and Dallas. Elias Anderson. No, I don't really need Elias Anderson. Like, I would rather keep playing Godfrey, because Godfrey's a youngster. Ethan Bear, no thank you. I would have to scratch. Well, I could always scratch Peckham, technically, but I don't really want to do that. Game against New Jersey, OT loss, and another win. So, yeah, we're playing good this month again. Bouncing back from last month, because last month was kind of a bit bad to an extent. Game against Pittsburgh and in Detroit. Kayumov, no thank you. I guess that guy actually panned out to be a pretty good player. There's an OT win, and Laurent Dauphin. Yeah, we already got depth. Don't worry about that. Yeah, we give one of our low top 9 prospect, I think it is, and a third for a third. That's an interesting deal, because I feel like we could be technically better than Boston is. And yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to actually just do this deal. Why not? We'll probably move up in the draft because of it. And, like, who knows if it's a lottery. Well, actually, let's stay where it is. Boston's got a similar record to us, too, at the moment. But hopefully they drop off or they get eliminated in, like, the first round or something if they make the playoffs. So, up at the deadline, we are 36, 18, and 10. So, we did definitely stumble a lot in the last little bit. But we are still second in our division. How are we for wildcard? Wow. This is actually a tight race. We're only 2 points above one of the wildcard spots. Damn. Okay, let's take a look at our player stats so far for the season, and then we'll debate about making any trades. Okay, so let's see who led our team in points so far. So Middlestad and wow, Noah Hannafin's having a great year. Maybe even like a Norris Trophy winning season. 48 points each for those guys. Hosang with 42, Aho 39, Poye 38, and he's a plus 21. I'm pretty sure this guy's always a plus player, so definitely really liking Poye. Nikas, he's also a plus player a lot. 37 points. Malone 29 points. 26 for Brown, 21 for Fritz. Whitmore 19. Godfrey's got 18 on that 4th line. Pretty good. Grantham's got 18 as well. He's a plus 5. So even though the bad defensive stats, he's still playing good. His offensive awareness, I think, grew to a 90. Arvidsson, 17 points. He always scores more goals than assists, it seems like. Fleury, 15. Erzberg, 15. Bean, 12. Ward, 4. And Peckham, 4. And Petrangelo's got 2 and 9. And he's a -3. Okay, not too bad. Goaltending wise, Ulnov is 29, 15, and 8 with a 6 shutouts, a 933 save percentage, and a 1.98. While our awesome backup Svenstein is now up to an 83 overall, and he is 7-3 and 2 in his first 13 games with 1 shutout, a 927 save percentage, and a 2.28 goals against average. So everything seems to be working on the team, especially defensively. Like our offense is not really clicking that well because we don't have anybody like over a point per game, but like our team seems to be playing well enough to probably make the playoffs. So I'm just gonna continue with the simulation, get March done, and then the little bit of April, and then we'll see who we're probably up against in the first round of the playoffs if we make it. Because I just don't want to like count my chickens, as we're losing 3 games in a row at the moment. There's a win though, finally, against Colorado. Game against Rangers in the Bruins, but we got a scouting assignment first. Where do we want to scout? Let's scout. Oh, Finland's got an A-. You know what? Let's go to Finland. There you go. Game against the Rangers is a win, and game against the Bruins is a loss. Okay. As long as we can put together a couple wins in a row, we should be able to make the playoffs. There's a loss. Come on, guys. Get some wins here. Don't lose multiple games in a row. There's 3 losses in a row. There's a win, nicely done, and another loss. Let me just quickly check the standings because I don't want to miss the playoffs all of a sudden. Because our record's technically 40 and 37 at the moment. So where are we in terms of standings? We are out of the playoffs by 2 points. Come on, guys, you got to win some games here. I might have to make some line changes. You know, I'm going to make some line changes because I do not want to miss the playoffs right at this stage. Because we've been dropping a couple games recently, and wow, Millsad's got 60 points. So he's actually playing pretty good offensively. What lines are minus? I think the 4th line was good last time I checked. Now they're minus players, though. What could we do here? Was Whitmore good at faceoffs? 71. Godfrey's actually good at faceoffs. You know what? Actually, let's change Poy to center. Nikas could play on the right side, maybe. Whitmore, no, Whitmore could play. Yeah, we could play Whitmore down here. Move up Grantham, because Whitmore is better defensively, and Grantham's better offensively, just to change that up a tiny bit. Defensively, any minus defenseman. Yeah, Murray Peckham, maybe we're going to take you out of the lineup for now. Put in Petrangelo. Just to see if that helps anything, because Ward's a +5. Like, it might be just Peckham. Yeah, let's just do that, and let's just check our special teams as well. I don't know how our special teams and all that stuff are playing. Penalty kill wise, though, we should probably change up our lines. So Poye and Nikas, that's pretty good. Actually, let's change the 2 of them around. We could have Malone up there, that's fine. Erzberg, 82 defensive awareness. Whitmore, 85. You know what? I'm going to put Whitmore in the penalty kill as well. But I think that should be good. In terms of goalies, we're going to keep that the same. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Hopefully that gives us a couple wins. Because we're only like 2 points back, but they got a game in a hand, Philadelphia. So let's just, like, if we could win like a couple games in a row here, we could make the playoffs. But if we just barely miss, that is going to suck. Okay, so let's go 1 game at a time. Game against Washington, please win. Nicely done. 3-0 shutout. That's a good defensive game. Game against the Rangers. 4-3 win. Nice. 2 wins in a row. Can we get it to 3? That's a big game actually coming up against the Flyers. And we win that one as well. Let's take a look at the standings quickly. Going into the game against Philadelphia, because Philadelphia, yeah, they're only 2 points back of us, and they're in the second wildcard spot. So let's just keep winning games, boys, especially this game against Philadelphia. We don't want this to get like kind of leapfrogged. Yeah, these are our last 2 games of the season. Come on, you got to beat Philadelphia. Come on, boys. This is a big game, and we lose 4-1. That's not good. Where are we in the standings now? We dropped out of the playoffs. Damn it, this is not good because of Philadelphia. With 96 points, we have 1 game left, which means Philadelphia cannot win any games in their next 3 games. Like, they have quite a few games in hand. We might miss the playoffs just because of that loss. Let's just take a look if they played that game or that night. No, they did not, but still, like, yeah, I think we're not going to make the playoffs just because of that loss. So let's hopefully win this game. And we lose, so we miss the playoffs. With a record of 43-29-10, we just fell apart near the end of the season. Damn, that sucks a lot. But like, we have a chance now at like a first overall pick potentially, but the chances are really slim to move up that much. But damn, that sucks because like, yeah, we literally missed the playoffs by like 2 points. Damn, I thought this team was gonna definitely make it back to the playoffs. But okay, I guess we'll take a look at the player stats and like the standings and all that stuff. So Millsad 62 points, Hannafin 59, Hosang 52 points, AO 48, Poye 47, Nikas 43. That's pretty good for the third line. Malone 37, Brown 31. We're probably gonna have to think about trading him soon. Rod Fritz 28 points, Whitmore 24, Grantham 22, Godfrey 19, 17 for Arvidsson, Bean and Fleury and Erzberg with 16. Ward with 5, Peckham with 4, Pietrangelo with 3. And then in terms of goaltending, Ulnov was, yeah, like we were really good defensively. Like, look at that, but we still missed the playoffs. 33, 22, and 8. 8 shutouts, a 933 save percentage, and a 1.98. Well, Steen was 10, 7, and 2 with 1 shutout, a 924 save percentage, and a 2.37 goals against average. Let's take a look at our AHL stuff as well. Just out of curiosity, how our prospects did. So Kukinen's not really a prospect. Anybody that's an actual prospect. So Rafji 46 points. Any other good prospects put up points? Korea is up to a 75. Nice. 33 points. Corrado is up to a 78 and a 4th liner. So we are definitely going to have to probably trade away somebody like Logan Brown soon. Orr's up to a 73. Etc. How did our goalie that we signed do? Sharp. Not that bad, but not that good either. So there's that. Now let's just take a look at what happened with the standings. Let's see how we were doing. Like, was it our power play that was struggling, or what was it? Because I know we're a better defensive team than offensive. So goals for per game on average. Let's see, we were one of the worst goals for per game teams, yet we came that close to making the playoffs. We didn't even have 200 goals. So yeah, we definitely need to find maybe some more offensive players. In terms of goals against per game on average, we were the 3rd best. That's why we were all the way up there in the standings. Our power play was horrible, the 2nd worst. And our penalty kill looks like, yeah, was the 2nd best. So yeah, we're just definitely a really good defensive team and just not good offensively at all. We had 3 shorthanded goals on home ice. We were 26, 13, and 2, but we played pretty bad on the other team's ice, going 17, 16, and 8. And our last 10, 4, 6, and 0. Okay, so that's that. So what do we want to do? Do we want to send them up to the draft? I guess, yeah, this episode's probably going to be really long. I don't even know how long it's been. No, we won't send them up to the draft. Yeah, we'll do that at the start of the next episode. But let me just show you guys the draft class again, just so you guys can know what we might be going after in terms of drafting. Because in this area we have a actual chance to get a first overall pick, but I don't think we will. So if we have a top 15 pick, which is probably somewhere around here-ish, Sean Crosby. There's an elite defenseman offensive, Jordan Salvador. Ooh, looks pretty good. I'll pin this guy just in case. Just in case we move up. This guy's also probably a medium elite goaltender, Nicholas Bathgate. Might as well pin him even though we don't need goalies. Glenn Cross. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good draft for the most part, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. But yeah, so those are what is available at the draft. Okay. So anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of our Carolina Hurricanes franchise mode. It really sucks that we missed the playoffs, because I really thought, though, like after like going to the Cup Finals last year, that we'd probably make it back again, but we missed out just because of that one loss, 4-1 to the Philadelphia Flyers. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time.